Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Logistics Executive TV. Today, we're talking events, conferences, exhibitions, and today I'm joined by the event coordinator for one of the biggest events, if not the biggest, in APAC, Asia, and in Singapore this year, LogiSYM 2025, which has been going now for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. Every year, something bright and beautiful and something new. And I'm joined by the coordinator for LogiSYM Asia Pacific, Brett Marshall. Brett, thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks, Kim. Good to be here.
Yeah, and good to see you again. I was delighted to spend some time with you as MC last year at Singapore at your new venue at the Expo up there at Singapore Airport. Tell us a little bit about the event. What have we got? May, it's not too far away. LogiSYM Asia Pacific. Tell us what's going on this year, Brett.
Yeah, the countdown's certainly on. We've got a great program that's coming together, and we've lined up a number of sponsors already with platinum sponsors. We've got UPS, Slim Stock, and also Swisslog have come on board. And as you may recall, last year we were co-located with CMAT Southeast Asia. We enjoyed that relationship last year. We're going to move with that again this year. So that means that there'll be more than 100 exhibitors on the floor, which I think gives a really good combination of thought leadership from the LogiSYM side, and then how things really work from the CMAT side.
Cool. Yeah, and of course, CMAT is a highly successful exhibition, big expo with folks from Mike Nissen and his team based in Sydney. Is about a dozen or more of them come up every year up to Singapore, of course. Last year, it was great to see them all up there. And it's quite a good combination. It's quite rare in terms of events where you've got two separate companies. You've got LogiSYM based in Singapore, of course, over the last couple of decades. And we've got CMAT for Asia Pacific based out of Australia. But the teams coming together. The exhibition last year was huge, as was the LogiSYM conference. And you're co-located right next door to each other. So it wasn't far for me to go from one to the other last year.
Yeah, no, I think it takes advantage of the similarities between the type of content that we're delivering, and that's what makes us a little bit different, because LogiSYM is it's a not-for-profit organisation, and it's made up of people who are volunteering their time to run the organisation and provide the benefits for the members. So you're really seeing people who walk the talk. And so it's great then to be able to walk the floor and CMAT and see the new technologies and the new materials handling technologies that are evolving and being implemented.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, we'll be emceeing again, so we're looking forward to catching up with everybody there. The venue again at the Expo up at the airport, so very, very convenient there in Changi. Beautiful site. And a big site, traditional site up there. Tell us a little bit about some of the content and some of the agenda items for the LogiSYM conference, Brett.
Sure. So obviously we're living in exciting times in supply chain at the moment, and that's arising from the permanent state of disruption. So there's a fair bit of the early part of the program. The content is around looking at how supply chains are managed, and particularly how Asia manages and how it's positioned with respect to the changing landscapes with trade in Europe and also with the US. We're also running 4 tracks. So we have a track on sustainability. And once again, sustainability remains, for example, in Singapore, a key focus for the government here. Also, technology and supply chain digitalisation, of course, AI, Gen AI, and also agentic AI will be on the agenda. And intralogistics, there's an expanding footprint of new technologies in distribution centres and dramatically changing what DCs look like in this part of the world. So the technologies and the service providers that are involved in those projects and the users as well. And then security, which is also a growing concern, not just from a physical perspective in terms of cargo safety, but also in terms of overall supply chain and securing lines of supply and the types of sourcing strategies that are being deployed by companies as well. So that gives us a pretty comprehensive program across the 2 days.
Yeah, you guys do a good job as well, bringing in various elements of the community there, not just in Singapore. Of course, you guys are right next door to Malaysia. Of course, LogiSYM has about 4 or 5 events on this year right throughout Southeast Asia. And we'll be talking about that in other interviews. But you bring in students, you've got a good mix of academia, you have government involved in Singapore. I know the opening session was frequented by one of the ministers there, which was very impressive. But primarily it's practitioners and supply chain and logistics practitioners from not only through Singapore, as I said, but right throughout your connections in Asia. So some of the key speakers that you've got coming in this year?
Yeah, I think you made a good point there, Kim, in terms of the blend of people that we have involved in the organisation and the program, and certainly EDB will be on the program talking about Singapore's place as a hub, and certainly developing their strategies around port, air, and sea. And then Peter Tershwell from S&P Global will be giving us a presentation on world events. Probably one of the greatest logistics supply chain thought leaders in current times, Wolfgang Lehrmacher. He will be there also presenting on the future of supply chain and logistics and what that future looks like from a blend of perspectives. I think showing the growing collaboration across the industry. We have Jan de Ferrodi, who is the president of the France Supply Chain Association. He's visiting Singapore, so he's going to join us on the program. Matt Friedman, for the CEO of Mekong Club, will talk to us on modern slavery and forced work and forced conditions in supply chains, which is an incredibly important topic, and helping people to understand how to detect signs of these types of issues. James Yin, who's very popular locally as a speaker in the area of sustainability and really building a small to medium enterprise in his own right, and also collaborating with other industries. Dr. Janya Chancha Chajujit from Prince of Songkla University. She's going to be talking about the GLEC framework, so logistics emissions, and how governments in Asia are implementing components of that framework, and then also representatives from Republic Polytechnic, which is the home of the Centre of Excellence for Supply Chain here in Singapore. So it's a really great mix of speakers from different backgrounds.
Well, good on you, Brett. I can see you've done some homework there. That's a big list of speakers. We're really looking forward to it. Good to see you guys there again last year, as I said. And again, that uniqueness of CMAT for Asia, CMAT Australia, Mike Nissen, Commercial Director for CMAT and Deutsche Messe and Hanover Affairs. He's got a huge team that are coming up as well. So really exciting. Brett, where is it again and when is it, and where can people get hold of you folks to register?
Thanks, Kim. It's at the Singapore EXPO, and it'll be happening on May 20 and 21 in 2025. The best way to touch base with us is through a link to LogiSYM or through the Logistics and Supply Chain Management Society here in Singapore.
Brilliant, which people can see just down here. Hey,
Fantastic.
Brett Marshall, event coordinator for LogiSYM 2025 at the Great Expo Centre in Singapore. Really looking forward to getting in amongst it again this year, Brett. And thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch up with you again before the event takes place on May 2021.
Fantastic. Thanks, Kim. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks, Brett. Thanks to you and the team.